Alright guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is D-Free, and for today's video we're going to be testing out Green Gogeta. So this video is going to be a little bit different. We do have some matches that are in this video, and we're going to be trying to hunt out some matches for the new Ultra Gogeta because I don't have him right now, and I don't have the ability to get him until early next week, so I won't be able to do any videos on him. But I wanted to also kind of do a video on the Green Gogeta because there is speculation he could be the next Zenkai. I don't know, like, it's kind of weird to me because sometimes they do this thing where they drop another Zenkai of the same color right after a major release, like for example Super Vegito coming out and buffing Purple Saiyans right after the tag character came out, so obviously there's that correlation. Or like Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta with the Super Saiyan God Vegeta, or the Red Cell, which is another thing that kind of also is another thing I wanted to say. It's like I'm not sure if Gogeta would get a Zenkai because they very well, they don't very often do that, so where it's the same character pretty much in consecutive weeks. But there should be a Zenkai at... Okay, so this banner came out like at a weird time in the week, so within the next week and a half, maybe they take next week off in terms of new characters or Zenkais, I don't know. But sometime soon, the next banner that we get should be a Zenkai outside of like rerun content. I don't know if it'd be Gogeta again is the point. So nonetheless though, this video is going to be different because this is post-com. So what I'm going to do is go over some ideas for, this is not the right character, some ideas for ways they can improve this character with the Zenkai, and also comment on the matches that you guys see. And yeah, so I don't do these very often. If you enjoy them, as always, it is highly appreciated if you do go ahead and support the channel by hitting that thumbs up while also hitting that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the things that we'll be talking about. So here we go. Okay, so for this one, they did lead with the Gogeta. I kind of thought it would be a better idea to lead with the other Gogeta, obviously, because, you know, the utility of having Blast Armor, which this one has as well, but obviously I'm using the Super Saiyan team, so you could have just started with a nice advantage. But yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted to see the Ultra animation or whatever the case was, but nonetheless, he gets off to an awesome start here doing the damage. So my idea here is I'm watching his gauge. It just filled up. So I think that's one point I'll say is always watch the gauge of that Gogeta, because as soon as it fills, he gets a free blue card. The blue card is so annoying because what it does is it resets your hand down to nothing. Incredibly powerful card, especially like if he was in a position where he did not have priority or wasn't at neutral or whatever. Like, you know, well, I guess if he had used his Vanish pretty much, which is super forgiving because he already has Blast Armor anyway, right? So like this is what I was saying in my breakdown video for him. If you haven't seen it, like really read it or listen to it, because when I read the details for that character, at a certain point I'm just like midway through the video, I just start laughing seriously because it's like, what did they do, right? So I got the crit buff switch, 100% bonus damage there, blast damage debuff. That did almost 3 million damage. That crit, that would have one-shot him. It did not crit. If that blue card had crit, he would have got one shot. Yeah, that's powerful. Started lagging there for me on my end. You guys probably don't see this little video error. Anyways, so okay, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I do know he tried to get me with the Big Bang. I get him with a single tap. We are good to go. I'm back in a position of priority. He does have strike covers when Gogeta's in the battlefield. So, well, they're all Gogeta, but you know what I mean. When this Gogeta's in the battlefield. So I'm right now, the idea right here is just stalling. I'm going to rush, yes. We did pick up the draw speed and stuff like that. I was going to just try to stall as long as I can because, again, I think it's very important to watch that blue Gogeta and kind of help mitigate the way that he plays. And again, there's a lot that's built into his kit. I don't know if this match is the one where he's the last man, but there's a match where he's the last man, and I completely forgot he instantly draws the ultimate because I had a scenario there. I'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, trying to stall to make sure Green Gogeta and both Vegeta as well are available to me. So since the ally was defeated, he was able to lock me. He played me well there because I drew that ult specifically for that scenario, but he actually saw through it and was able to get my sidestep, because most of the time I'll use Bardock's ultimate, even if I'm going to miss, just to get the value out of the Vanish. Like, I will do that. I think it's an extremely powerful effect that he has. So right here, I waited for the blue card once again. Pretty much just keep throwing Gogeta in there, and he's not doing any damage, but it is incredibly annoying, especially if you have, like, a green card or something in your hand you want it to. This, I thought that was a huge win for me. Especially if you have like a green card you want to use, it's just going to get deleted, right? But this was indicative of this match and the way he felt. He felt like looking at Gogeta, or looking at, excuse me, Bardock and Vegeta on my team, he needed to rush the over a year old, super outdated green Gogeta. I thought that was a huge win. I really did, because again, like I said, if he's using that there, that's just more value for my other characters. Now, the thing about it is that Gogeta was putting in work offensively, as you saw with that one blue card, and defensively. The quick little nudge there gave me the advantage. It made him think I was dashing in, I think. I got crits and I 2-carded him because, yeah, crits are disgusting. This is the scenario. I'm so upset about that. I'm so upset about that because there was multiple scenarios there. Didn't I have Vegeta's gauge? I could have vanished. I could have used my ultimate to clash his ultimate. I just didn't think that he would go. I thought he was going for a blast art. Or not a blast art, excuse me, a strike art, because, you know, that would just be the right play there. But I forget he freaking insta-draws the ultimate. By the way, if you've been keeping track, he has not. This is his 3rd blue card, by the way. Insane. He's about to fill up the gauge and get another one. He still hasn't, and there it is, drawn and used the other ultimate. Look at this dude. Not a single tap. I get priority here. Look at him. Seriously. He is a major threat. He is a major threat. Could my opponent have been a bit better? Sure. But I don't give him, you know, flack for that. The guy just came out, and you're still learning the character like everyone else. But he is a major, major problem. Like, seriously. He's just now drawing his ultimate. He's using the green again, which is an incredibly powerful effect. He gets that free blast armor there. I love the blast transition. Not much I can really do. Quite frankly, if these weren't Zenkai characters, I would have lost a long time ago because they're actually tanking just because of the sheer stats they have. He gets priority there because I didn't expect a tackle. I don't think that's probably the first tackle all game for him. Unfortunate. But Bardock is in a great position to get the priority there. I was scared he would rush. Looking at that strike damage, I was like, oh, I'm not going to win this. But he erupts with the blast damage. I think that started critting, and we move on to the next one. So for the next couple of matches, we will have more Gogeta integration, especially in the 3rd match. There are 3 matches in this video, so be sure to watch all the way through. But yeah, like I said, that blue Gogeta is a major, major problem. He is seriously OP. Like I said, watch that other video because he is the first character I think in a long time, at least over a year, that I just kind of stopped talking. I was like, okay, no. I ended the video like, no, this could keep going forever. I could keep on just throwing you scenarios. Like, no, this is done. Like, this is stupid, you know? So check that video out. I'll leave it down below. So I knew he'd cover there. And I figured that he was going to try to go for the green card because they obviously pretty much always do that. For whatever reason, it didn't register my tap punch there. It didn't even try to register it. It's not that I didn't get priority. It just didn't even register the tap punch input. So we're probably going to wind up throwing Bardock into this combo. Yep. Did I need to do that? No, but I don't fear Bardock taking some damage because he has the ability to heal, so it's just kind of whatever. And I get the priority here, the switch there. Thought about dropping here. I don't believe that I do. And he does get the cover there. Very, very minimal damage because the cover cut and type advantage and lack of crits, meaning this is an outdated character doing very outdated damage to a Zenkai. I do get priority here, and we do the sub there. He should be subbing the Trunks here. He does. And that's fine. Just doing damage on Trunks, whittling away at him at any point is fine by me. I was kind of confused if I got the endurance there because that's about how much he would restore with, but I knew I didn't get it because his gauge didn't fill. And I mean, you could see the endurance pop off, right? But I wasn't looking for that. I was just thinking that I got it. And I believe in this scenario, I forget that he has it a little later too. I know he didn't get it though because his gauge didn't fill. His gauge auto-fills. Anyways, we're at neutral. And this is a scenario where I'm waiting to vanish. I pop it right here. I don't care if I'm going to miss. I did miss. And that's the exact scenario I love getting because the natural inclination of a lot of players is to go directly into a strike after, which is why I put emphasis on the previous player catching that and waiting for me to sidestep. There goes the gauge. And by the way, there goes all my ki. Stalling here with the slow taps. Wait for Bardock. There he is. And I want to bring Gogeta in to wrap this matchup. I forget that he had the endurance there, like I said, which is hilarious because I talked about that a minute ago. He gets the kill on Trunks, 816,000 non-crit blast. I'm going to go and clash here because I do want to let him try to win this match. But again, the thing is, outdated character without crits, he's not going to do a lot of damage. And if you're still waiting to see him do more, again, the 3rd match is the one where he does the absolute most. Here's some defense from him versus a type advantaged Zenkai. That is a drop combo due to the blast distance. We get the tap vanish. Started to lag a tiny bit there, but he had a really quick sub. That was good for him because he would have just got deleted. It didn't register the dash input, so I was quick enough to go ahead and click the strike there. And we do get the KO. And we go back to Bardock most likely. Oh, actually I have to vanish, so I'm good. Gotta his vanish, and now things don't matter anymore. The whole reason I tackled was like, okay, if I get his vanish, I just win this match. Because at the bare minimum, I could just throw Vegeta back out there. But I do cycle out because, like I said a minute ago, I wanted to see if I could get some crits, if I could do something with Gogeta, right? So I've been talking so much about this, I forgot that I was going to talk about my ideas for the way that he could get a Zenkai and the way that they could handle him. I'm going to do that now. Third match, you guys are going to want to pay attention to as well, visually. Anyways, in terms of the updates they can do to him, he is a damage-dealing character, speaking of which, not bad damage there, who is heavily dependent on his green and blue cards. He is an outdated character, and his green card gives him his damage cut, gives him a lot of the benefits in terms of being able to gain advantage in the match overall, especially heavily leaning into the immobilization. The only downside is immobilization is something that you're not going to always get. There are a lot of characters that are immune to those types of conditions, and a lot of the characters that you're going to see are the ones that are immune to those types of conditions. So I don't really want to lean too heavily on that. He has the ability to draw a blue while getting 100% blue card damage for the next blue that he does while picking up enough ki to use it. So overall, though, the way that he kind of needs to see improvements is by getting the baseline stuff. So I talk all the time about baselines for these characters like Zenkais. They give all these characters access to X number of things like damage cut, which this guy doesn't naturally have damage cut, to give them access to damage gain, which he doesn't really have any early damage, really. He really needs that. That's another thing that he can get in his kit. And then they also give damage dealers a baseline of ki recovery or just flat ki, and then also draw speed. So Gogeta is a character that has damage, he has draw speed, these things, but they are delayed for 40 counts via the first unique ability in his kit. So what I would like to see is, so a lot of what he has doesn't really need to change the values or the percentages on them. If they do change, they probably change by like 5% or something like that. They don't need to change all that much. But what could happen with the Gogeta overall is, in terms of the utility for him, is he needs an on-entry buff. So I don't know if this would be added in a separate unique ability, probably would. But on entry of the battlefield, restore ki by probably about 20, that would be fine. You can also, if you really want to make it powerful, give him a draw speed buff there too, but I don't think he'll give him 2 levels of draw speed built into his kit. But nonetheless, though, give him access to the green card on entry. That would be incredible for him to give you more flexibility, because I don't think his green card would change on Zenkai very much at all. Like, they might give you some ki in it to offset the cost of it, but I don't think it changes much at all. So overall, though, in terms of that entry battlefield, give him ki, give him green card if you're really feeling good, but outside of that, give him probably about 15 to 20% damage cut, because again, he doesn't have any damage cut built into pretty much anything he does. And then also give him access to some early damage of about 30 or 40%. So, by the way, I'm going to wait here to try to get my vanish again before using my blue. Anyways, so what happens with this guy is he's also built to be a last man standing type of character, which coincidentally, I believe this match, I get him in that scenario where as a last man, he gets a damage buff and his card cost goes down a lot, but that stuff is cancelable, and there are a lot of characters that can cancel these types of buffs. So I would love for that to be non-cancelable, but I don't know if they would actually wind up doing that. So outside of that, overall, we have the extra benefits for him. The first unique of getting health and damage and draw speed after X number of counts, I don't think will change. But if they wanted to do something good for him, they could either shorten the amount from 40 counts have elapsed to 30, or give him access to more benefits in there, like, I don't know, 30% ki recovery, because he has ki built into his kit, but he only has it enough to use the blue card that he draws. It's just not enough. As a damage dealer, he needs more. Like, they could give him, like I said, the green card on entry, different things like that to make him more of a damage dealer. Maybe another blue card. If as a last man standing, give him a forced draw of a blue card, straight card in your hand, draw the blue card. Like, things like that they can really do. But I'm scared because Zenkais have been kind of, you know, mid. Since the Red Trunks got his Zenkai, most of them have been, probably like 90% of them have been pretty mid, quote unquote. So I'm scared. But other than that, you know, I don't want to give him too many things built into his kit, because I don't think they would want him to even compete with Green Gogeta. Not that he probably could, because Green Gogeta's got too much utility built into his kit. The other Green Gogeta, obviously. So that's more or less what my idea would be for him, is, again, give him emphasis outside of the way that he's currently built, or just heavily lean into it, whichever is fine. But he needs early game damage output. He doesn't really have that. He only has it after X number of counts and as a last man standing. You can also give him some sort of buff effect. Like, if you really want to make him powerful, you can make him double as a supporting character. It doesn't even have to be anything crazy, but when he switches out, gives Fusion Warrior allies like 20% damage and 20% ki recovery. Kind of similar to Purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, how they kind of he's a ranged character, a damage dealer, but they kind of built him to also be a support character in the same vein as the purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta the year before, things like that. So let me know what you guys think about the green Gogeta and what they could potentially do for him. But overall, I was kind of impressed with him in this match just because, again, he was very, very powerful here. And as we got later in the match, he just got better, as you would expect for a character that's built the way that he is. Super Vegeta did his work here in this video too. So yeah, the blue card damage is very powerful, like you saw in the very beginning. The one-time buff is insane. If he gets that, it pops off for him. He's in a great position, and he can do very well. I don't love the green card personally, just because again the immunity is a factor. But if they wanted to give another effect there or something, like cancel enemies' buffs, that would be beneficial as well, right? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and we're going to go ahead and wrap. Gogeta comes back from, what, a 1v3, 1v2 versus the best character in the game. Love to see it, and see ya.